मैं कभी ना किसी के रेफरेंस पे नहीं हूँ, मेरे रेफरेंस कुछ भी नहीं। मैं हमेशा डेमो दी है। पहले इसमें भी था मैं सक्सेस मंत्रा में, लेकिन मैंने इधर कम ही पढ़ाया था क्योंकि सक्सेस मंत्रा में मैंने पहले टेस्ट दिया। हाँ, फिर डेमो वेमो दिया स्टूडियो में ऊपर जाके। ऐसे ही है, पैसे देने में प्रॉब्लम नहीं नहीं नहीं। अरे मैं बोल रहा हूँ मेरा कुछ नहीं है, मैं तो बस अपना पढ़ाना है। जहाँ हमारा टीचर है, हम हमें तो वही है डेमो से। मनीष सर भी तो बोल रहे हैं कि मैं बताता हूँ सर, आप वहीं रुको। आप वो वाले जीटी नगर में थे, क्योंकि उन्हें तो सब एक्सपीरियंस है। वो तो नीतू सिंह के साथ कर चुके हैं। हाँ, कह रहे सर इनके चक्कर में मत पड़ो, कोई अच्छा इंस्टीट्यूट ढूंढो। हाँ, बस इसमें पानी भर देना आप, है ना, नॉर्मल। हाँ कोई नहीं, बीच में दे देना। हेलो एवरीवन, ऑल गुड। आवाज आ रही है सही? So we have finished our topic of superfluous, I guess. Which topic was going on? Superfluous. So today we are going to start a new topic in this batch. And I have taught you two topics, question tag and superfluous expression. Whereas somehow I have taught you vocabulary section as well. But as everyone knows in the class, vocabulary section is not a one-day solution. So we keep on, teaching you that portion as well. So today we are going to look at a very important topic. This is known as conditional sentences. Conditional sentences. Conditional sentences. So what are the conditional sentences? So let me tell you, whenever you want to or you wish to make a sentence into English, in English, so you need a condition. Means if the sentence is condition based, then you need to follow some rules and regulations. Bring some rules here. And what are those rules? Just come to this point. Condition or conditional, condition has been given. Condition has been given here. So you need to follow a condition in order to make a sentence correct, right? If I just write down a sentence for you, if wait, if you will work hard, if you will work hard, you will crack UPSC. Tell me if you find any error in the given question. Does anybody know? If you will work hard, you will crack UPSC. Or is the sentence correct? What to use? We will need to be removed. Is he right or not? Will has to be removed from this part. Now just come to the point. If you are making a sentence with if, so just remember one thing. We never use two wills in a sentence, two shells in a sentence, or two words in a sentence. If you are using, then this sentence is incorrect. So now what you have to do is you need to remove one will from this sentence. Which will would be removed? This will or that will? Now you have to focus on this word. The sentence which has this word means if has been given, then this will be removed from here. So the answer must be, if you work hard, you will crack UPSC. So we never use two wills in a sentence if the sentence is in conditional sentence. Right? Getting my point? Note down this point of view. Question number next is, if I just give you this question here. If I was the PM of India, if I was the PM of India, I would eradicate poverty. Now in this sentence as well, if you want to make the sentence, if you're starting your sentence with if, and if means you want to make the sentence into conditional sentence. So if you are using if and whatever subject is being over here, being over here, don't use was. We need to use were. Now you might be thinking, sir, we have studied was with I, right? But this is your imaginary sentence. So whenever it comes to imaginary or suppositional sentence, we don't have to use was. Even your subjects are he, she, it, name, or I. Are you getting? So we need to use, if I were the PM of India, I would eradicate poverty. It means the sentence is in past or in imaginations only. This cannot be the real here. Very good. So if the question number 3, let me give you question number 1, question number 2, question number 3. If you would have told me the truth earlier, I would have helped you. This structure of conditional sentence has been asked many times in various examinations. Now, their point is this. This section is this part is your A. This is your B. This is your C. Last is no error, your D option. First of all, I am going to give you some examples, only a few examples, so that you can understand what it is all about. So if you would have told me the truth earlier, I would have helped you. Do you find any error? Tell me fast. Yes. What I just taught you a few minutes ago or before, we never use two words, two shells, two wills if the sentence is conditional sentence. So like this, will or will not be used. We need to remove this, Whereas if we talk about question number 3, if you would have, so would also have been used here and here as well. So one word has to be removed. But if we remove this point of view, because if is coming with this sentence, so we need to remove this point of view. But have also must be eradicated from here. The answer must be, if you had told me the truth earlier. Are you getting my point? So the sentence will become in had plus V3 if if has been given over there. So the sentence will be like this. If you had told me the truth earlier, I would have held you. The sentence is correct. Note down all these three important formats or questions. Is this all understood by you? Now come to the point what it is all about. Let me tell you. Conditional sentences. When we talk about conditional sentences, so it has two parts. First is if clause and second is main clause. If clause or main clause. If clause and main clause. Even though it is also known as subordinating clause. Subordinating clause. And main clause is also known as principal clause. You might have heard all these points. Subordinating clause, subordinate clause or principal clause. If clause or subordinate clause is also known as dependent clause. Dependent clause. So these are the names. Dependent clause, whereas main clause will be your independent clause. These are the names. If clause, main clause, subordinate, principal, dependent or independent clause. Now come to the point. If we will be talking about all these aspects, it shows any condition. It shows, if you read this sentence like if clause or subordinate clause, so you will feel that there is a condition given in a sentence. Whereas if you talk about main clause or independent clause or principal clause, this will be your result. So it shows a condition, it shows a result here. Now come to that question which I just taught you at the starting. Question number 1 was if you work hard. If you work hard, you will crack UPSC. Now come to this point of view. If I have jotted down this sentence for you, it means the sentence which is starting from if and from comma, this is known as if clause. And the remaining sentence will be your main clause. So now can't you see, if you read the sentence only from here to here, if you work hard, it means I am giving you a condition. And if you read this sentence, you will crack UPSC means what will be the result? You will crack UPSC. Aren't you getting? So means the sentence which is going to be started with if is known as if clause, whereas the other sentence means remaining sentence will be known as main clause. Now come to the point. Why this is means if clause is known as dependent clause, or why main clause is known as independent clause. Let me tell you. If somehow I just, hide this sentence from here and you just read this sentence, if you work hard, if I just say to you this sentence, if you work hard, then I stop suddenly. So you will see, sir, what do you want to say actually, right? Just complete the sentence first. So if I just hide this sentence and I just say this sentence to you, if you work hard, this will be incomplete in sense or meaning as well. You need what? With this sentence, you need this sentence. That is why this is called dependent, because this sentence depends on main clause. Getting my point? Now come to the point. Why this is known as independent? If you hide this sentence and if I say you will crack UPSC, so don't you think that I just make the sentence complete? Yes, you will crack the UPSC. You don't require any if clause over here. That is why this is independent clause. Does not depend on any other thing. In the same way, independent clause is also known as principal clause. You have seen so many principal. If a principal, runs any school, so he or she may easily take his or her decisions, right? And there he works or he or she works like independently. He does not rely on someone, right? Or she does not rely on someone. Whereas if you talk about subordinate, subordinate means the lower post of principal, like teachers, they have to rely on principals. Are you getting my point? So these are the names only. What you have to do is just keep these things in your mind, only if clause or main clause. You don't have to worry about that because these are not going to be asked in your examinations, but you need to know. Shall we move on? Now you will come to this point of view. If we want to make any conditional sentence, you need if clause. You will say yes. Plus, we need main clause. Okay, can I make the sentence like this? I can start by sentence with main clause first, then if clause will be at the end. So this is also the correct one. So if clause, main clause comes here, if clause goes there, it means both the structures are correct when it comes to conditional sentence. Now come to the point. Just note down first. Just note down first. If we just talk about this point of view, what do you think? The sentence is incorrect or correct? You will crack UPSC if you work hard. So the sentence is correct. You can start your exam, sentence with main clause as well. Sentence has no error here. And this trick, examiners use in their, in the examination. Next, come to the point. I am going to tell you what a clause means. Does anybody know what is the meaning of a clause in English? Clause is the combination of subject plus predicate. Predicate. And what does it mean? Predicate is nothing but the combination of verb plus object. verb plus object is known as predicate. So we can simply say clause is nothing but the combination of subject plus verb plus object. So in order to frame a sentence in English, you need subject, verb and object. Now you're going to let me know, can I make the sentence correct without using any object? The sentence correct or not? Can I make the sentence correct without using any object? Yes, you can. So this is also known as a clause if you're using only subject and verb. This is also known as a clause. If I write down, he has been my mentor. He has been my mentor. Now you need to find out the predicate word here. So if you find subject here, subject is written, the remaining sentence will become what? Predicate. Whether it has object or not. So he will be your pronoun means subject, but the remaining sentence will become your predicate. So these are the basics which I needed to tell you, right, in the class. I think you guys have got all the points, right? Shall we move on? And I hope you guys are noting down everything. These are very important. Let's go copy paste, do copy paste, right? Okay. Now come to this point. You will need to study some rules. We will be talking about rule number one. Rule number one. Note down rule number one. Now you need to cover up around 7 to 8 rules in this topic here. Then you will be able to solve all the questions which have been given in the PDF. Rule number one says, if you are starting your sentence with if, which is a conditional sentence, then you use your subject. Some subject can be anything, but always use V1 or V5. If plus subject plus V1 or V5. But in the main clause, you will use your subject. Then will or shall can be used with V1. I can write down this structure like this. If, then present indefinite tense. Present indefinite tense. And in the next, subject plus future indefinite tense can be used. Future indefinite tense can be used. Can't you? Okay. So if you are capable of instill this point in your mind, just go for it. Otherwise, you may have this structure as well. Somehow the students are not be able to grasp this point, present indefinite or future indefinite. If you don't know, so just go for this section as well. If plus subject plus V1 or V5. As I have taught you so many times, V5 is nothing but V1 plus S, ES or IES. Like goes, walks, speaks, talks. So many other verbs are here. Now come to this point of view. We'll be focusing on questions. Question number one. If you will work hard, you will get a government job. You will get a government job. Question number two. If she will come here, I shall help her. Question number 3. If you will search his pocket, search his pocket, you will surely find your watch. Pockets, just add s with pocket. If you will search his pockets, you will surely find your watch. This question has been asked in CPU Tier 2 examination. The options were like this, means A option, B option, C option, or last is no error. Question number 4. I shall help her if she tells me the truth. Me the truth. Tells me the truth, I shall help her. Question number 5. I will help you provided you will help me. You will help me. Question number 6 is, when I will come to New Delhi, I will meet you. I will meet you. In case it will rain, in case it will rain, she won't come here. She won't come here. The last question is, as soon as he come to meet me, I will inform you for sure. Have you all done? Question number 1. Sentence correct or not? Not correct. Incorrect. Why? We don't have to use two wills, two shells, or two words in a sentence if the sentence is conditional sentence. Now come to this point of view. There are two will. Two wills means will or shall are equal. Two will. The sentences are wrong, right? So the first point of view is if your sentence starts with if, so don't use will. If you remove will, your sentence becomes present indefinite automatically, doesn't it? If you work hard, you will get. But in the main clause, will or shall can be used. Don't worry about that. But you know, will or shall can never be used with if, because if has a problem with will or shall. If has a problem with will or shall. Now come to the question number 2. If she will come here, I shall help her. Tell me, if she comes here, you need to go for V5. If she comes here, I shall help her. Question number 3. If you will search his pockets, you will surely find your watch. Remove one will from which one? This will or this will? First will. If you search his pockets, you will surely find your watch. Question number 4 is I shall help her if she tells me the truth. Is the sentence correct or not? Tell me. Sentence has no error. Why? The if clause is here. If she is coming, you are using any subject, then it is your V5 tells. We haven't used will or shall here. But in the main clause, you can use I or will. Oh, means will or shall. I will help you provided you will help me. Now come to this point of view. What has been written here? You will have you will see alternatives of what if. Like when can be written, in case is written, provided is written, as soon as is written. So these are the alternatives. Note down, if has not been given, these words you may find these words. Very good, very good. Mr. Prime. Now come to this point. This is nothing but if, the point of view of if. So will not be used. Why? Now this becomes your if clause. So we don't have to go for will. But in the main clause, we can use this point of view. When I will come to New Delhi, I'll meet you. The sentence when has been given means in place of if this has been given, right? So I will not. If I come to New Delhi, I will meet you. Even though in Hindi, you want to make both the sentences in future, in English as well. But this, both the future cases will not be used, right? First must be present, second must be future. Question number next. In case it will rain. In case it rains. Why we need to go for V5? Not in case it will rain. It will rain. In case it rains, she won't come here. And the last question is, as soon as he come to meet me, I will inform you for sure. Do you find any error or the sentence has no error? As soon as has been used in place of if. Subject has been written. Come will not be the right answer, must be comes. So as soon as he comes to meet me, I will inform you for sure. When I will show you the PDF, you will get so many questions on this rule. But just wait for a while. Have you all understood this rule? Yes? Say yes. Okay. Rule number 2. Just come to rule number 2. Rule number 2 says if will be at the starting of a sentence, then subject as we use, V1 or V5 as we use, but in the main clause, the same rule will be applied. Do you get something? Means if here I have used present indefinite tense, so in the main clause, present indefinite tense can be used again. But we should never go future twice in a sentence, right? But we can go for present twice in a with main clause or if clause as well. But now, what is the difference? Difference is this. In the main clause, if you will be using present indefinite tense, this will be your habitual action. Habitual action. It becomes your habitual action, or it may be universal truth. Universal truth. It may be your universal truth or automatic work done. Automatic work done. It may be your habitual action, universal truth, which is also known as automatic work done. Something which automatically works is also known as universal truth. Like the sun rises in the east. This is an automatic thing, right? Or also known as universal truth. Now come to this point of view. Question number 1. If you boil water, it turns into vapor. Question number 2. If I will water the plant, it grows. If I will water the plant, it grows. Question number 3. If you labor hard, you will succeed. You will succeed. Question number 4. If she learns all the formulas in maths, she solves all the questions. Question number 5. If you want to join our classes, you will meet our management. Question number 6. If you want to or wish to, look slim, you should join gym or yoga. No. Can we be slim? Gym is correct. Yes, we can. I don't know the name of that game. Where there's this is kind of an exercise where somebody dances. Zumba dancing, right? Zumba dancing can we also go for that? Okay, question number 1. Now come to this point of view. If you boil water, sentence is in present. If you boil water, it turns to vapor. Again, turns means present. So if you boil water, what will happen? It turns into vapor. So don't use will over here because this is your automatic work. If you don't find V1 or V5, you may go for will or shall plus V1. Question is right. Question number 2 is, if I will water the plant, it grows. Tell me, I don't have to use will because if does not like will or shall. If I water the plant, it grows. Grows means V5, automatic or universal truth. If you water the plant, it will grow or it grows. Question number 3, if you labor hard, you will succeed. If you labor hard, you will succeed or you succeed. Both are correct. Why? This is the rule number 1. This is the rule number 2, where automatic work done. You labor hard means you work hard. So definitely you will crack or you will succeed in future. So both are correct. Question number 4. If she learns all the formulas in maths, she solves all the question. Sentence in present V5. Here also V5. The sentence has no error. Or we can, change the sentence into she will solve all the questions. Because this is the rule number 1. Question number 5. If you want to join our classes, you will meet our management. Is the sentence correct? Now come to the point. If your sentence starts with if and subject, and if you want to suggest something or suggestion, the sense of suggestion will be given. Like this. If you want to join our classes, this is like a suggestion, right? No. This is your suggestion here. Just wait. If you have any wish, and you want to talk about suggestion, you are giving suggestion, then should will be used. Should will be used. As if you want to join our classes, you should meet. Will not be used because this is a sense of should. If you want to join our classes, you should meet our management. Question number 6 is, if you want to look or if you wish or want to look slim, you should join gym. This is correct. This is your wish. This is your suggestion. You should join gym. Is this all clear to you? Very good. Last question is, if you are waiting for the bus, if you are waiting for the bus, you should take a taxi. This is also correct. Why? You are waiting here means you want to go somewhere. So there's a suggestion from my side that you should take a taxi rather than waiting for a bus. So if you are waiting means if your sentence is in present continuous tense, so then we may also, then again, we may use what? Suggestion case. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. Rule number 3 says, very, very, very important. This is known as imaginary sentence. Imaginary or suppositional sentence. Suppositional sentence. Imaginary means when you imagine something, when you just imagine, or when you just suppose the things which are unrealistic or which are unreal, which can never be real or realistic. Now, when you come to this point of view, your sentence must be in past. Is you are talking about past in a sentence? How? Let me give you examples. Question number 1. If I was the PM of India, I would eradicate poverty. I am just wondering or imagining the things, right? This is not, real here. And I'm thinking that I was the PM of India, I would eradicate poverty. Means I am supposing the things only, right? These cannot be real. So your sentence starts with if, then you are using subject. If you are using subject, then you need to use a word in all the cases. But in the main clause, subject, then would plus V1 will be used. Let's note down this structure as well. I just start giving you question number 2. If she was my queen, I would marry her. I would marry her. Which is not real anymore. Unrealistic things are being taught. Question number 3. If he were my friend, if he were my friend, I would help him. Again, I am imagining or supposing the things. Question number 4. If Rahul were my teacher, Rahul were my teacher, I will wish him Teacher's Day. Happy Teacher's Day. Happy Teacher's Day. If Rahul were my teacher, question number 5. Oh, that she were my friend. Question number 6. Would that I was a bird. Last question. If I wish I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. I would fly in the sky. And the last question is, was I you? I was I you? I would slap him. I would slap him. Anyone sleeping in the class? These are the days if you will work hard. Knobs, if you work hard, right? Not if you will work hard. You will definitely succeed in your life. Just wake up. In reality. Okay, question number 1. If I was the PM of India, I would eradicate poverty. Am I a PM today? I'm just supposing things. So I need to make the sentence, if I were the PM of India. If you will not use were over there, it means you actually were the PM of India. Were you? Question number 2. If she was my queen, I would marry her. She, even though she's not my queen and I could not, marry her. I'm just letting the things. If I were, if she were my queen, I would marry her. The main clause must be in would plus V1. Just keep in your mind. Question number 3. If he were my friend, I would help me. Huh? If he were my friend, if he were my friend, I would help him. Okay. So sentence correct or not? If he were my friend, I would help him. Question. If Rahul were my teacher, I would wish him Happy Teacher's Day. If Rahul were is also correct. My teacher. I, not will. Will is the future word. We need past word. So the past of will is word. The past of can is would. The past of may is might. Haven't you heard? Will, would, can, could, may, might, shall, would. It does not become should. I'll let you know in the narration section. Okay, oh that. Now come to this point of view. This means if oh that means I wish, or he wishes, or she wishes, or if. Oh that. Apostrophe must be here. Oh that. She were my friend. But actually she is not. Right? Someone all getting the point? Would that I was a bird. Again, would that is also like I wish, he wishes, she wishes, if I were a bird, not was. I were a bird. Question number next. Tell me fast. I wish I were a bird. I would fly in the sky. Is the sentence correct or not? Yes. I wish means if. I were is correct. A bird, I would is also correct. And V1 has been used. Sentence has no error. I wish I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. Even though this is not real, and this is an unrealistic thing. And the last question is, were I you, I would slap him. Means if I were in your place, I would slap him. Means you did not do anything which you should have done. You should have slapped him. But I'm just imagining the thing, if I were you. Now come to the point. If you're talking about this point of view, you know, if I have taught you this point of view here, you can easily make the sentence correct by using if, then subject, then verb. No worries. And in the main clause, would plus V1 will be used. Right? Now come to the point. If you don't want to use if, or if you want to remove if, what you can do? You need to use were at the starting. Then it will be connected with subject, and this main clause will be same, and both the meaning of both the sentences are same. Note down this point of view. If you want to remove if, then sentence starts with verb, then subject, and the remaining sentence will be same. The remaining sentence will be same. Now you just tell me, is the sentence correct? Sentence must be correct by use were I you. If I write down in a simple way, so I need to write down if I were you, I would slap him. This is also correct because I were has been used, or this is also correct, were I you. This rule is known as inversion in English. Inversion. When helping verbs comes before subject. But this won't become your interrogative sentence. Just keep in your mind. This won't become your interrogative sentence. This is just an affirmative sentence. This is the speciality of any inversion. Shall we move on? Do we have time? We have. Okay, now come to the point. Now I am going to show you the PDF here. You will find so many questions of this topic. Only 3 rules have been taught to you. Just go revise the things first. Yes, this one is conditional sentence. Question number 17. There we go. Tell me fast. If you will search his pockets, you will surely find your watch. The question has been asked in CPU SSC Tier 2 2021. The answer is we never use two wills in a sentence. If the sentence is means it starts with if, so the answer must be will not be used. So these are the rules. Let's come to this point. Question number 1, find the error part. Question number, if I was the PM of India, I would eradicate poverty. Tell me, if I were the PM of India, I would eradicate poverty, because the sentence is in imaginary sentence. Question number 2 has been, if this has not been taught to you, just don't go for that. Question number 3. UPSC NDA 2023 recent question. I'll watch film if I finish the work in time. As everyone knows, this is your main clause, right? This is your if clause. Very good. If is coming, if I have used I, so can't you see I have used here V1? Will it be working or not? Yes, it will work. I if does not two words, if or shall. Again, listen to me again. If does not like two words, if will or shall. There is no will or shall, but V1 or V5 can be used. As the rule number 1 have been taught to you, the sentence has no error. But in the main clause, we can use will or shall. Any problem? Sentence is correct. I will watch film if I finish the work in time. Question number 4. CDS 2013. Very good, Mr. Prime Minister. I should do the same if I were in your shoes. Tell me. Sorry, please. Now come to the point. Rule number 3. If is here. I has been used. With I need to use were. The sentence is in imaginary. But the main clause is here. Did I teach you we need to use should? What to use? Would. Because would plus V1 will be used in the main clause if the sentence is in positional or imaginary. Question number 5. Can anybody tell me, suppose if you are left alone to live on a deserted must be the right answer. This is a typing mistake. Suppose if you were left alone to live on a deserted island, what would you do? Is the sentence correct or not? Why? Very good. Haven't I taught you superfluous? So this is the question of superfluous as well as conditional sentence, because were has been used with if, the sentence is correct, and would also have been used in the main clause. But the problem is you can't use both these words together. Just go for if you were, or you need to go for suppose you were. So just remove this word from here. If you were left alone to live on a deserted island, what would you do? Right? Question number 6 is a complicated question, has been asked in IDBI PO 2018. If a man diligently seek to come into contact with the best that has been taught and said in this world, he will become simple and unselfish. Do you find any error? Very good. Let them think. Think about this question. Now come to the point. Very, very good question. Now you will see if it's coming here. A man. Just come to this point of view. Just forget these lines. You don't have to take anything with this, right? Come to this point of view. Your main clause is here, which is in future indefinite tense. If your sentence is in main clause is in future indefinite tense, Then in the main if clause, you need what? Present indefinite tense. So if a man diligently seeks must be the right answer. Because we are talking about only one person, means one man. The answer must be seeks. Right? Question number 7, very easy. The plant will die unless you will water it every day. We don't use will twice, which needs to be removed. Unless is a conjunction, like if, like when, provided. Question has been asked. So the plant will die unless you water it every day. Now I'm gonna ask you the individual, right? Individually. Question number 9. Question number 9, just read, and from the first two benches, you're gonna let me know. Just go. Read the sentence. If you were to come to Chennai to settle down, it will be the best possible decision. This has been asked in UPSC NDA. You both try first. Anything you have in your mind? Match the rules. Anyone from there? No idea. Jonah? Come to this point of view. If it's coming, subject is coming, verb has been used, right? Now, as everyone knows, if your sentence start with if, and if you are using verb over there, the sentence is in imaginary or in past, right? Can you use will? If your sentence is in past, the next sentence must be in past as well. The past of will must be. So easy question. Question number 11. Shall I come over there? Tell me. Question number 11. Suchitra says that she will take her umbrella in case it will rain. Tell me fast, everyone. We don't use will twice in a sentence. Will here also. Will here also. Which one must be removed? In case has been used in place of if. But the answer must be it rains. Right? So what is happening? It will never happen with you if the if clause will be at the starting. It can also be given after main clause. Question number 13. IBPS clerical paper. I need to sit down. Question number 13. If a software company sends its employees abroad to work for a foreign client, it pays them a daily allowance. Does anybody know any answer? Correct? Or any error part you have? Anyone from? No idea. Just get idea. You? No idea. No error or no idea? No error. Just come to the point. If is coming means this is your if clause. A software company means we are talking about singular noun or singular subject. Sends is singular verb. So this is correct here. If a software company sends its employees, it has been used for the company. Employees abroad to work for a foreign client. It. Now the main clause is this. It means we are talking about company. Pays is also correct because we need to use V5 with it. And both the sentences in present. Present indefinite, present indefinite. Do you have any problem if I use twice present indefinite? But I have a problem if there is a sentence with future tense twice, right? There will be a problem. The sentence has no error. The sentence is correct. Question number 15. Tell me fast. If I was the king, I would change the face of my country. If I were the king, because I'm not a king now. I'm just supposing the things. Question number 16. If Mahatma Gandhi was alive, he would start weeping to see the present condition of India. Now tell me, if Mahatma Gandhi alive now, we are just supposing, if Mahatma Gandhi were alive, he would, then V1, he would start weeping to see the present condition of India. People are engaged on WhatsApp, YouTube, right? And so many other apps have been launched. So if Mahatma Gandhi, were alive, he would criticize all these apps. Question number 14, SSC CPO. If I was he, I would not. Tell me if I. Question number 12. If I were in his shoes, I would die with shame. Now come to this point. In his shoes means in one's shoes means in place, in one's place. In one's place is known as in one's shoes. Like if I were is also correct. In his shoes, in place of him, I would die with shame. The sentence is no error. Sentence is correct. Question number 11, tell me. Question number 11. Question number 11. If I would be, again, if I'm saying if does not like will or shall, as well as if does not like would. Or we can't use would twice in a sentence. Can't you see? Yes. If I would be a millionaire, I would not be wasting my time waiting for a bus. Two words have been used here. One word has to be removed. Which one? This one. But here, if I were must be the right answer. If I were a millionaire, if I were a millionaire, I would not be wasting my time waiting for a bus. Means I am waiting for a bus and I am not a millionaire. But I am just thinking in the past. Question number 15. Yeah, we have done it. Question number 18. If I were. If I were you means in place of you. I would tell the chairman to keep his mouth shut. Question number 19. Unless you don't give up bad habits, you will suffer. Now come to this point of view and we're gonna over the class. If you're using until or unless, so both the words are negative words. What? Negative words. They do not require don't, doesn't, will also will not be used because this is being used in place of it, or won't also be used. Just note down this point of view as well. If you're using until or unless in a sentence, don't use don't, won't, doesn't, will. So the simple answer of this question is, if unless has been used, don't use don't. Unless you give up bad habits, you will suffer. Until, unless are two negative words which do not require don't or doesn't, will or won't. Question number 21. If I were you, I would not have committed this blunder. I were you. Or I had been can also be the right answer. Question number 26. Very good. 26. Were she I, she will not allow you to go anywhere at this time of crisis. Sentence correct. Can we start any sentence with were? Yes, I taught you. Then we have used subject. Then I will be your object, right? She would not means would will be replaced with would because the sentence is in past. So were she I, she would not allow you to go anywhere, right? To at this time. Question number 30. Unless he understands, because will not will be used. These are the negative words. So will not will be replaced with understands, right? Understands must be the right answer. In the same question 31, until the train will not gets not until the train gets the signal. Gets the signal, understands. Only last question. Only last question. Can I give you? Only last question. Question number this one. Question number 60. Please don't give him any food if his temperature will rise. A, B, C, D, tell me. Hmm? All the options appear incorrect. Why? If you have used if does not like will, if does not like would as well, if does not like shall as well, right? Here it must have been rises. So I think this is a typing mistake, right? If his temperature rises, please don't give him any food. So this was your last question of the day. Okay, I think you have got the point. But I hope you weren't sleeping in the class. Once we, cover up around 10 topics in grammar, I'm going to take a test of yours, right? Of all 10 topics. And just do one thing, just go to my Telegram app where you will get this PDF and take out this PDF, go solve all the questions. If you have any doubt, you can come to me, then I will let you know all the correct answers. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye bye to all of you. Bye bye. See you in the next class. महीने बाद मेरे को छुट्टी नहीं है शाम को कहीं ना कहीं क्लास चलिए ठीक है
म्यूट है कैसे? चालू भाई, आईडी। Good afternoon. How are you? Am I audible to you? So how are you doing? Doing good. Okay. What was the last question? So it's done. Tell me the last question. What was the last question? Wait for a second. बोर्ड चेंज लिखने वाला लगाओ. What are you? क्या आ गया? लीव. So who is a techie boy or girl in this class? I have already clicked it. Oh, good. Mobile phones have just. Okay, what was the last question? Today we have very simple topic, that is pass and fail in the exam. So it is one of the important topics. And write the first question. 40% are the passing marks. 40% are the passing marks. A student gets 250 marks. Student gets 250 marks and get failed by 38 marks and yet failed by 38 marks. What are the maximum marks of the exam? What are the maximum marks of the exam? Find the maximum marks of the exam. 40% of the passing marks, a student gets 250 marks and yet failed by 38 marks. You have to find out the maximum marks of the exam. Make a star on it. This is one of the favorites of the examiner. He can ask. Okay, let's try to understand the concept. Just leave your copy and pen and stay relaxed for some time. Just try to understand the concept only. First of all, this is an examination. What can be the maximum marks of the exam? 100%? 100%? Because a student cannot score more than 100%. So it can be, or it must be 100% only. So I can write maximum marks. Maximum marks are 100%. I don't think so there is any problem in this. Let's come to the question. One of the students, he appeared the exam and he scored 40% and he is failed by 38 marks. He is failed by 38 marks. The thing is that try to understand this simple thing. A student scored 40% and he is failed by 38 marks. If we provide 38 marks to the student, he will be passed. He will be passed. So if I add that 38 in it, I think question is incomplete or something. Oh, 40% of the passing marks, a student gets 250 marks and yet failed by 38 marks. This was the question. No? A student who got 250 marks, he has 250 marks. If we provide him 38 marks more, he will be passed. So let's give him 38 marks more. We have given him 38 marks now. Now the student is passed. Student is pass. And the passing marks are 40%. So I can say the 40% value is 250 plus 38. Any problem in this? From here we can easily find out the value of 100%. And that 100% is your answer because that 100% is the maximum marks. Any problem? The student was failed by 38 marks. We have given him the 38 marks and now the student is pass. Now the student is pass and 40% is the passing marks. I can say the value of 40% is 250 plus 38. So what will be the value of 1%? 288 divided by 40. If I multiply it by 100, then it will be the maximum marks 7.2. So 720 was the maximum marks for the examination. This is the answer, 720. Got it? Okay. Write the next question. Write one more. A student scored. A student scored 280 marks. A student scored 280 marks, which is 30 marks more than the essential marks. 30 marks more than the essential marks. 30 marks more than the essential marks. If the passing percentage, if the passing percentage for the exam, if the passing percentage for the exam is 25%, is 25%, then find the maximum marks of the exam. Then find the maximum marks of the exam. You will have to apply the same concept, but in this he is getting more marks than the essential marks. What are essential marks? Essential marks are nothing but the passing marks. Okay. Anybody got the answer? What? 1000. 1000. 1000. 1000. The passing percentage of the exam is 25 percentage. Student is there and he is getting 280 marks, but he is getting 30 marks more than the essential marks. So right now he has more than the essential marks. So if I minus that 30 marks, that 30 marks, right now he is pass only. He is pass only, and the passing percentage is 25 percentage. I can say the value of 25 percentage is what? 280 minus 30. And for maximum marks, we have to find out the value of 100 percentage. Very good. The value of 1 percentage will be, if we multiply it by 100, then it will be the maximum marks of the exam, and the maximum marks of the exam is 1000. Any problem? If he asks that the marks scored by the student, okay, he has scored 2. Okay, write the next question. Write the next question. A person scores 45% of the total marks. A person scores 45% of the total marks and still fails by 40 marks. And still fails by 40 marks. The passing percentage of the exam. The passing percentage of the exam is 55 percentage. The passing percentage of the exam is 55 percentage. Then find the maximum marks of the exam. To find the maximum marks of the exam. You have to find out the maximum marks of the exam. That's it. Done? This question is somewhat different because both the data, they are given in the percentage only. If you look it very carefully, then both the data or both the information, they are given in percentage only, but there is a way to do the calculation. Okay, look at the board. A student who is getting 45 percentage marks, he is failed by 40 marks. If we give him 40 marks, then he will be passed. Give him 40. Now the student is pass. Now the student is pass. And in the examination, a person who scores 55%, he is pass. I can say this 55% equals to 45% plus 40. Any problem in this? Take percentage value together, because this is percentage and this is percentage. You cannot do calculation like this 45 plus 40, that is 85 percentage. No. because one value is in percentage and one is simple 40. Okay, this is not in the percentage. Okay, take the percentage value together. How? Like 55 minus 45, that will be 10%. So 10%, if 40 is remaining, I can say the value of 10% is 40, and the value of 1% is equals to 40 by 10, and into 100 will give us the maximum marks of the exam. So the maximum marks of the exam is 400. Any problem in this? Got it? Very good. Or we could have multiplied it directly, like 10% equals to 40. I can multiply here by 10 and multiply here by 10. 100% is, and this is 400, because both the numbers are in ratio. But if you don't want to go this way, then find the value of that 1% and after that the value of 100%. Any problem? Write the next question. A student got 30% marks. A student got 30% marks and failed by 25 marks. And failed by 25 marks. Full stop. In the same test, another student got 40% marks. Another student got 40% marks and 25 marks more than the essential marks. And 25 marks more than the essential marks. Find the maximum marks of the exam. Find the maximum marks of the exam. This is first question, and the second question is find the passing percentage. The second question in the same question, find the passing percentage. You have to find out the passing percentage also. So you have to find two questions. In this question, both the conditions are applied. So do the question. $250. Done? What is the answer? 500? More than 500. 500 total marks, and what is that passing percentage? Passing percentage 25. Okay. So a student is scoring 30% and he's failed by 25. Let's give him 25 first. Now the student is passed. Another student who got 40% but he has 25 marks more than the essential marks, then minus his more marks than the essential marks. Both the values are same because both the marks are pass marks. Any problem in this? Let's take the percentage value together. 40 minus 30, that is 10%. 25 here minus will be plus there. You can say 10%, 25 plus 25, that is 50. Multiply 10 both the sides. Like, so the essential marks are 500. Any problem in this? But you can do it like 10% value equals to this, 1%, and then 100%. The traditional approach. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. The question was pass marks. 500 into 30% is plus 25. So this is 150 plus 25, that is 175. 175 are the pass marks. If you have to find out the passing percentage, then divide divide 175, like do it like this. 175 divided by 500 into 100. 5, 3 and 5. 35% is the passing marks. Any problem? He can ask anything. It's not like that he will always ask that maximum marks. No, he can ask that passing percentage. He can ask passing marks also. But once you have that maximum marks, then you can find out the value of any of them. Any problem? Let's move to the next question. In an examination, 52% students failed in Hindi. 52% students failed in Hindi. And 42% in English. And 42% in English. If 17% students, if 17% students failed in both, failed in both, then what percent of the students, and what percent of the students passed in both the subjects? Then what percent of the students passed in both the subjects? What percent of the students passed in both the subjects? This question is totally different. So just try to approach it with a different approach. Okay, look at the board. You can do it by several methods, but let's do it by very simple approach. Uh, how many subjects are there? 2 subjects. And we have data for fail students only. We have data for fail students only. Okay. So this is first subject and this is second subject. Both the circles are intersecting. So that intersection part, I'm not teaching you geometry. This one, this is in both the circle, in circle 1 and in circle 2. This is the combined part, or we can say the common part. We can say the common part. So let's take this as Hindi and the other one as English. Okay. And we have the data for fail. Data for fail. Any problem? So 17% student failed in both. In both. It means they were failed in Hindi and they were failed in English also. Any problem? So this is the common part for Hindi and English. If I take the data for fail students only, I can say that this value can be 17 if I take the total number of students who appeared in the exam 100. Because a student, whatever is the result, is pass or fail, he must be appeared in the exam. So it means we can say that selected, non-selected students will, I total the number, then it will be the appearing students. It means students who has filled the form and taken the exam. Okay. So 17 is this number. Total 52% in Hindi. Already 17 is sitting. So it means that this part, we have to make a total of 52 in Hindi. So already there is 17. So remaining is 52 minus 17, that is 35. So I can write 35 here. Now count the number in that Hindi. 35 plus 17 is 52. And 52% was failed in Hindi. Any problem in this? Let's take English now. Already in English there are 17 sitting. And we need how many? 42. So minus that 17 from 42, it will give us 25. So 25 was remaining. Write 25 here. Any problem? Okay. Now this is the data for fail. If I count English separately, then this is 25 plus 17, 42, 42. If I take Hindi separately, then 35 plus 17, 52. And if I take the common value, that is 17, 17, 17. Any problem? Okay. So this is the data for fail. So if we add these fail students, 35 plus 25 is 60 plus 17, that is 77. So I can say that out of 100, 77 are fail. So 23, or I can write it directly that 23% students are there who were passed. Who were passed. Any problem in this? Any problem? We have taken the data for fail only. We have taken the data for fail only. And total 77 units or 77 students, they are fail out of 100. So we can take the 23. 100 minus 77. What will be the number? 23. Any problem? I'm giving you one similar model. Just try to do it and write it down. 23%, 23%. Online students, very good. Yes. Actually, the total appeared students were 100, and out of that 77 were failed. 100 minus 77, that 23. Some of you are confused why percentage is here. Total unit of students 100, out of them 77 were failed, 23 are passed. If we have to find out the percentage, 23 unit passed out of 100, and then multiply it by 100 will give you the percentage. So that's why it is 23%. I have written it directly. Okay, let's move to the next question. 60% students passed in English. 60% students passed in English. The next question. 60% students, this is past data now, passed in English. 70% passed in mathematics. Big number. 70% students passed in mathematics, but 20% failed in both. But 20% failed in both. Find the number of students. Find the number of students appeared in the exam. Find the number of students appeared in the exam. Do the question. This question can be done by the same approach as the previous one. So that was the previous one right in front of you. If you want to take some hint, then you can take it. Find the number of students appeared in the exam. No, 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 no. Find the number. Find the number of the students. I'm repeating the question. 60% passed in English, 70% passed in mathematics, but 20% failed in both. If 2500 students passed in both the subjects, if 2500 students passed in both the subjects, and find the number of students appeared in the exam. Find the number of the students appeared in the exam. Out of the total 2500 students were passed in the exam. If you add the number of the failed students in this 2500, then you will get the answer. So your whole target is to find the number of the students who are failed. Make the circles. Circles will help you. Okay, look at the board. Let's arrange the data first. 60% passed in English. So if I minus the pass in English, then what will be the percentage of fail? 40. Very good. So I can write it like fail in English for 40% is fail in mathematics, and both is 20% is. We can make the circles now. This is easy because in the common part, just try to understand. In the common part, we have failed. We can take the fail units. Okay. So this is for that English, and this is for mathematics. In this, first of all, you have to fill the common part. In common part, we have value 20. So let's take 20 first. Now come to English. How many were failed? 40. 20 is 20 are already sitting. So 40 minus 20 will give us 20. Let's take this 20 here. Any problem? Let's come to the maths. How many of the students? 30. Already 20 are sitting. So what is remaining? At 30 minus 20, that is 10. Now count them separately. In English, there must be 40. 20 plus 20 is there, 40. And in mathematics, 20 plus 10, 30, and 30 must be there. And in common part, 20 must be there. Like the common part, 20 and 20. The data has been arranged properly. Any problem? Let's count the percentage now. 20 plus 20 plus 10, that is 50 percentage. And this is for pass. Sorry, this is for fail. So I can say that if fail is 50%, what would be the passing percentage? 50% only. Or you can do it like 100 minus 50. That will be 50%. It's up to you. Any problem? Okay. So the value of 50% is 2500. The value of 50% is 2500. We have to find out the value of 100% is. So this is 1%, 2500 upon 50, and multiply it by 100. So this is 5000. So the number of students who appeared in the exam was 5000. Any problem? Yes, ask me. These two questions were somewhat different, and that SSC asked them in 2018, 19, and 17. Nowadays, they are not in the trend, but if they ask, they can ask them again. Any problem? If you have any kind of problem, you can ask. Ask freely. Problem? Just ask. Yes. Right? This is pass. If I total number of students appeared in mathematics was 100%. Out of that 100%, 70% were failed. So 100 minus 70, that is 30%. So 30% were failed and 70% were passed. In English, 100% students were appeared. In English only, that 100% students were appeared. Out of that, 60% were passed. 100 minus 60 will give us 40%. That is failed. In common part, the 20% students were failed. So this is 20%. We have taken that failed data here. So the common part will be 20. And in English, there were 40 that were failed. 20 are already sitting. So we have to make the total as 40. So 20 plus 20 will give us 40. And the value of English is 40 now. In mathematics, we need 30, but 20 are already sitting. So what is remaining? The 10. So 20 plus 10 is that's 30. And if we talk about that common part separately, then we need only 20, and 20 is sitting only. Yes. That 50%, 2500. He has said that in the question, yes, for the student. No, you have not mentioned it. See here, if 2500 students, 2500 candidates passed in both the subjects. So we have that 50% failed, but out of that 100%, 50% were failed. So 100 minus 50, 50% were passed. So the value of 50% is 2500, the value of 1%, then we have found out that the value of 100%. Any problem? Yes. Yes. No, 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 no. You have done it wrong. You have done it wrong. In this we have 52, so 52 or 17 are already sitting, so we have to make total of 52. 52 minus 17, that must be 35. Now add the number 35 plus 17, 52. So 52, it must be 25. No, 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 these circles are like subjects, it means these are subjects. So 17% were students were failed, 17 were failed. So let it be Hindi, let it be English. In Hindi, 52%, 17% already sitting. So 52 minus 17, that must be 35. Now count Hindi, 35 plus 17, 52. And this 52. Let's take common part, 17, 17. Take English, 42%. Already there are 17 students. We have to make the total 42. 42 minus 17, that is. Now this is arranged. And we have arranged this in the same manner, this one. Anybody? Okay, yes. It is given in the question. See, if 2500 candidates passed in both the subjects, so 50% students are passed. No, sorry, 50% students are failed. So out of that 100%, 100 minus 50%, 50% is remaining students who were passed. So we have to find out that pass percent. Anyone? Okay, if you don't have any problem, yes. What? Thing is that he has said that you have not written the question. If 2500 student candidates passed in both the subjects, this is not written by you. Write it. If 2500 candidates passed in the both the subjects, write in the question. This is question only. If 2500, wait. I think some of you have. I think some of you have not written that if 2500 candidates passed in both the subjects. Write the question complete. You have not written it completely. Write the question. 60% passed in English, 70% passed in mathematics, but 20% failed in both. Full stop. If 2500 candidates passed in both the subjects, then find the number of students who appeared in the exam. This is complete question. In our next class, we will start the questions of election. Election is the most important topic of the percentage. If you are fighting for that SSC related exam, then definitely you will find one or two questions of election in the exam. And today we are going to do some miscellaneous question now of percentage only. Write the question, write the first question. If so this is double inverted comma, if basis points, if basis points are defined so that 1% is equal to 1% is equal to 100 basis points. 1% is equal to 100 basis points. Then by how many basis points? Then by how many basis points is 82.5% greater than 62.5%? Then by how many basis points 82.5% greater than 62.5%? Greater than 62.5%. Hurry up. These are some of the miscellaneous questions and they are very good. Done? This question is very simple and is of only 10 to 15 seconds and not even more than 5 seconds if you understand the question. Done? What is the answer? Very good. This is very simple question. Okay, look at the board. What is the question? If basis points are defined, so that 1% equals to 100 basis points, then by how many basis points is 82.5 percentage greater than 62.5 percentage? This is the question only. See, 1% equals to what? 100 basis point. 100 basis point. Now we have to find out 82.5% is what basis point greater than 62.5%. So what is the difference of these two? 20% is. So exactly we have to find out the value of how many percentages? 20%. We have the value of 1%. So if we multiply it by 20, then it will be the value of 20%. And after multiplying it by 20, it is giving us 2000 basis points. So the answer is 2000. That was the question. It was very simple question, but it was molded in the language and you guys are stuck that what are basis points and what is this thing. It's done. Write the next question. The price of an article was increased by R percentage. Was increased by R percentage. Full stop. Later the new price was decreased. Later the new price was decreased by R percentage. First there is an increase, then after that there is a decrease of the same percentage, R percentage, R percentage. If the latest price is 1 rupee, if the latest price is 1 rupee, then find the original price. Then find the original price. Okay, I'm giving you the options also. These are the options and these are very simple options, aren't they? See, in your exam you have to take the computer based exam, and I think they will cover almost 30 to 35% of the screen. Done? Again, I'm telling you, this is very simple question, but molded in the language. What? 1 rupee? Yes. Because the latest price is 1 rupee and it is given in the question. And he is fool because he has made the question, or he is making us fool. Who is, so according to you, what is the answer? 1 rupee. So why he made the question? To fool us. Oh my god. Yes. But one is not the answer. He's not making you fool. Okay, look at the board. Actually, you have done this type of question. Our first approach was initial and final. Do you remember this? Initial and final. Okay, let's do it again. This is initial and this is final. So this is initial price, this is final price. There is increase in that is of R%. I can write it like, and there is decrease. So initially in the first case, the price was how many units? 100 units. You know it very well. Denominator is the initial value, isn't it? And final value is 100 plus R. 100 plus R. In second case, the initial price was 100 units again, and the final price is 100 minus R. If there is any common, we can cut them, but there is no common, so we have to multiply initial values and final values separately. 100 into 100 will give us 10,000. And if you look the numbers, that 100 plus R, 100 minus R, it can be A plus B, A minus A plus B, A minus B. So I can write it like A square minus B square equals to A plus B, A minus B. Put it in a box and write it at the corner of your register. A square minus B square will give you A plus B, A minus B. Any problem in this? Okay then. So A value is 100, so 100 square minus R square, or if you expand that 100, it will be 10,000. It will be 10,000, or you can take two more zeros. And he has simply said that the latest price is 1 rupee. And our latest price is 100 square minus R square. And for original price, we have to find out the value of how many units? 10,000 units. Any problem? Okay. That 10,000 minus R square equals to 1 rupee. Value of 1 unit equals to what? 1 minus 10,000 minus R square. For original price, we have to multiply it by how many units? 10,000. So multiply it by 10,000. It will give us 10,000. So this is the answer. 10,000 upon 10,000 minus R square. So option C is the answer. Okay. Any problem? And the question has been done by the simple method where we started, that initial and final concept. Write down the question. So the answer is 10,000 upon 10,000 minus R square. Done? Okay, if you have done it, then write the next question. Done? Write the question. A boy, a boy who was asked to find, who was asked to find 3.5 percentage, to find 3.5 percentage of a sum of money. 3.5 percentage of a sum of money. Misread the question. Misread the question. Misread the question and found 5.5 percentage of the and found 5.5 percentage of it of it. Full stop. His answer was 220 rupee. His answer was 220 rupee. Then what would have been the correct answer? Then what would have been the correct answer? Then what would have been the correct answer? Again, this is very simple question. The boy was told, or the boy was told that you have to find out the value of 3.5 percentage of a sum of money, but he misread the information and he just found out that 5.5 percentage of the same sum of money, and his answer is 220 units. Oh, sorry, 220 rupee. So you have to find out the correct value of 3.5 percentage of the money. So this is the question. Anybody got the answer? Very good. Your maths is good. Good. 140 is the right answer. 140 is the correct answer. Read the question carefully, you will find the answer, because this question is very simple. Let the sum be x. Let the sum be x. Okay, look at the board. Wait. Read the question. Yep. Now read the question. A boy who was asked to find 3.5 percentage of a sum of money misread the question and found 5.5 percentage of it. Let the sum be x. Let the sum be x. So he was told that you have to find out the 3.5 percentage of x, but mistakenly, what he did, he found that 5.5 percentage of the x, and his answer is what? 220. Any problem in this? open it like 11 by 200, x equals to 220. So this is 2, x equals to 4000 now. But he has to find out the 3.5% of the x. So x is 4000 and 3.5, 3, 2, 6 plus 1, 7, 7 by 200. So this is 20 into 7, that is 142. Exactly the answer must be or must have been 140 rupees. Got it? Any problem? What if he asks for the sum? Then what will be your answer? If he asks for the sum, what will be your answer? Amount of money, the sum, what will be your answer? And the answer is very simple, that 4000 rupee. What will be your answer? 4000 rupee. Okay. Any problem in this? Shall we move to the next one? Today the level of the questions is very low, but according to you, you have made it really difficult. I don't know why. First of all, the language is not the traditional one. The language is very different, and you are trapped by the language. You don't find any way that how to get out of it. And the questions are really simple. After solving those questions, I don't think so that you are thinking about it. Maybe the questions can be done by us also. It could have done, but you are not doing the questions. My only suggestion is that read the questions very carefully, because these questions, the miscellaneous questions or the miscellany part of any of the chapters, is seriously very below average. Okay, write one more question. Don't worry. Now, the next question is, I'm giving you one more simple question, very simple question. Shelf shelf A has 4 by 5. Shelf A has 4 by 5 of the number of books that shelf B has. That shelf B has. There are two shelves, that shelf A and shelf B. Shelf A has 4 by 5 of the numbers of book that shelf B has. Full stop. If 25% of the books, if 25% of the books from A, if 25% of the books from A are transferred to B, are transferred to B, and then 25% of the books from B, 25% of the books from B are transferred to A, are transferred to A, then find the percentage of the total number of books, and find the percentage of the total number of books that A will have, and find the percentage of total number of books that A will have. Mr. Prime has the right answer. Done? Mr. Prime, repeat question. Shelf A has 4 by 5 number of the books that shelf B has. If 25% of the books from A are transferred to B, and then 25% of the books from B are transferred to A, then the percentage of the total number of books that A will have. Done? No. I'm again telling you that this is very simple question. 80 or 800? 80. What? 100%. So B has nothing now. But there can be 100% books only. So it means B has nothing now after that transfer. If B has some value, so A does not have that 100%. Okay, look at the board. There are two selves, self A and self B. This is self A and this is self B. And there is one information in the beginning of the question that shelf A has 4 by 5 number of the books that shelf B has. It means A has 4 by 5 of the books that B has, or I can say that A by B equals to 4 by 5. It means if B has 4 units of book, B has 5 units of book. Any problem in this? Okay, write that 4 and 5. The numbers are in ratio and all the data in this question is in percentage. So we can multiply both the numbers by 100. The ratio will be same, but we can avoid the calculation or the fractions. So multiply the numbers by 100. So now I can say that if A has 400 units of book, then B has 500 units of book. Any problem in this? Read the question. If 25% from of the books from A are transferred to B, so what will be the 25% of 400? Sorry, 25%. What is the number? 100. So these 100 units of the books will be less by A, or you can say now there are 300 units of the books on A and they are transferred to B. So 100 will be added in B. Now B has 600 units. Now B has 600 units. Again there is a transfer. Now 25% of the books from B. So we have to find out the 25% of this, and 600, 25% of 600 is 150. If you want to find it out, like find it in that way, so it must be 150. So now B has 450 books. Now B has 450 units of book, but they were transferred to A. So we have to add these books to A. Now A has 450 units of book and B has the same number. So on both the shelves, there are 450 units and 450 units. But we have to give the answer in percentage, that how how much percentage that A has. A has that 450 out of what? Out of the total. And what is the total? 450 plus 450, that is 900, and multiply it by 100. So the answer is 50%. And if you have that smart brain, then you can do it like make the ratio 1:1. So automatically this is 50%. or you can do it like 1 by 2 into 100, that is 50%, because these numbers are ratio only. Any problem? And if you don't want to go by this way, then do that 450, 450, and 450 upon 900 into 100. Any problem? Write the question. First of all, write the solution of the previous one. If this is the last question of the class, if 24 karat gold, if 24 karat gold considered to be 100% pure, considered to be 100% pure, you know that 24 karat gold according to the purity is 100% pure, then find the percentage of the purity, and find the percentage of the purity in 22 karat gold, and find the percentage of the purity in 22 karat gold, and find the percentage of the purity in 22 karat gold. Hurry up. This is the last question of the class. You have to find out the percentage of the purity in 22 karat gold if 24 karat gold is considered to be 100% pure. Hurry up. Done? This question can be done by the same unitary method in 2 lines only, or by doing 2 steps with the same approach, that unitary. 50 cannot be, because that half of the 24 is 12, so 12 karat gold can be 50% pure. Okay, just look at the board. 24 karat gold is considered to be 100% pure. So 1 karat gold is 100 minus, oh sorry, 100 above. Now this is 1 karat gold purity, the purity of 1 karat gold, and we have to find out the purity of 22, multiply it by 22 then. So 4, 4, 6, 4, 25, 2, 3, 2, 1 must be 275 upon 3. So the answer is 91 is to 2 by 3%. 91 is to 2 by 3% will be the purity in 22 karat. Got it? With the same approach, that unitary approach. Any problem in this? Okay, this is for today. All the best. Bye bye.
हाँ, करना है। शुरू करें, मैं बताओ। करो फिर। एडिट करेंगे ना, हम तो बहुत फास्ट एंड करो ना अपना है ना ये। हाँ, पे